I'm Sydney Prussia, and I did The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros as my multicultural book project. The main culture in the book is Hispanic and Latino, and the area that this is based off of is Latin America, even though that most of the book takes place in a Hispanic neighborhood in Chicago. This is a picture of the author, Sandra Cisneros. Esperanza, the main character, lives her whole life on Mango Street, but doesn't feel like she belongs here. Early in her life, she watches her neighbors struggle and realizes that her culture restricts her. Written in many short stories, this novel expresses many life lessons for people who are different or seeking inspiration. Overall, I think the book was good, and I liked how it was written in the short stories, but I feel like the author didn't quite pull off the short story format because the plot seemed unclear in many areas, and I did like that there were many obvious references to life lessons and different inspiring things. A lasting impression that the book has on me is the big idea that one must go out and live while they're young and have experiences early in life, and I just think that's really important and something that we should all live by. First cultural conclusion is that girls in this culture are often named after their mothers and grandmothers, but they're raised much different. In the culture, quote, they don't like their woman strong, and the story goes, she looked out the window her whole life, the way so many women set their sadness on an elbow. I think this is really sad that women don't get the same rights and receive the same treatment as everyone else, and I feel like it's kind of wrong, but this is their culture. The second one is that women later in life are often confined to their homes by their male relatives, such as their husbands and their fathers, because they feel like in the real world there are too many people that would try to take advantage of their women. Quote, you don't laugh, Sally. You look at your feet and walk fast to the house you cannot come out from. Sally, do you sometimes wish you didn't have to go home? I think this is similar to the first one, but it is different in a way that it's really not just the way they're raised, but the way that they live their whole life, which is even worse in my opinion, and I think that women should, again, receive the same treatment as anyone else. And the third conclusion is that people of this culture have many beliefs in luck and spirits and other things that are closely related to religion. Quote, the top of the refrigerator, busy with holy candles, some lit, some not, red and green and blue, a plaster saint, a dusty Palm Sunday cross, and a picture of a voodoo hand taped to the wall. I think that many cultures that we are familiar with don't usually have things like this, but I did discover that this culture did, and I thought it was kind of interesting to learn what they believe in and why they believe it. For further investigation, since most of this book takes place in a Hispanic neighborhood in Chicago, I decided to research how many Hispanic people actually live in Chicago. And my findings were that about 75% of Chicago's population is people in the Hispanic community, and actually Chicago is known for having the 5th largest Hispanic population in the U.S. The final conclusion that I took away from the book, and that is taken away from the book by many people, is the major theme of you should always remember where you came from and who you are. And Esperanza really dealt with this when she was young, because there were many people in her life that reminded her constantly to always remember that she is part of the Hispanic community and that she shouldn't be ashamed of that. And the other theme that I already referenced, which is that you should experience things early in life and live life to the fullest and just go out and do things while you're young.